Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Friday night live stream of the Georgia Shooting Connection. We're glad y'all are here and hope y'all had a good week. Do your thing, Kyle.
Man, what a week it was. I hate to sound like Walter Cronkite, but the week it was. It's been a amazing week. Been busy as crap. Everybody's tired. Everybody's tired of hearing it. Everybody's tired of this, that, and the other. We're just all tired, and we just enjoy unwinding with you, gentle people, in the side chat and on the panel. And I'm enjoying every second of it. I'm going to go easy this time and go with Scotsman.
What's up, folks? Good to see everyone out there. Good to be here. I'm sorry for anyone who has been missing the chats lately. My internet is driving me up the wall, for lack of better words. I'm trying to be nice about it. I'm not on my chat, so I'm not going to go there. Hopefully, we'll have one this weekend. Just been staying busy with work and life, but good to see everyone out there. CW, what's going on, brother?
I'm talking to the side chat. Good to talk to everybody. Good to be here again. Another week gone by. Wasn't too bad a week for me, but I've got easier things to do than y'all. I just got to tolerate this knee. But that's it. Been doing a good week. Didn't do a lot. I did get a mold finally. Well, I shouldn't say finally because I only just received notification that it was cut and ready to go on Sunday. It shipped on Monday, and I got it yesterday from Slovenia across the world from Mihek.
Ain't that amazing?
It's crazy. 3 days across the world.
Right. But you order primers from Atlanta, and it takes...
Yeah. I Texas is like 7 days, 6 days.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But so that's about all. I did get news that my barreled action is completed at the gunsmith, so I'm really happy about that. That's shipping to me shortly, or just shipped today. So hopefully I'll see that pretty quick. Get going on that project. I'll have plenty of videos, bedding the stock and pillar bedding and all the stuff I do building loads and range time, and it'll be fun. I've wanted this caliber for quite a while. It's a 6mm Remington.
Yeah, go ahead and tell us a little bit about this rifle. I find it interesting.
It's a company, and I've forgotten the name of it, who made the barrel. They're in Utah. Preferred Barrel Blanks, I believe, is the name. And it's a 3R barrel. It's going to be custom throated. I'm putting it on a long action Weatherby Vanguard, so it's a Hawa action from a 30-06. So I've got plenty of action length. Most of the time, 6mm 243 and all those are on short action, so they're limited to 2850 overall length. When you load it with the 6mm 257 Roberts, 7x57 Roberts in short actions, you really limit yourself in overall action length, because you could seat those bullets out quite a bit and gain some performance, and you can't do that in the short action because you're limited. So putting in a long action, I've got 3.4 inches to deal with if I want it. So I decided on 3 inches overall, because that puts the heel of the longest bullet in the neck. So I had it throated for the longest bullet, widest bullet that I had, and I'll have a little bit of jump with some of the other ones, but I'm not worried about that. And I should be able to get another 10-15% performance-wise out of the loads, build up loads. I decided on a 1-in-8 twist, so that'll allow me to stabilize at least up to 110. We'll see if it does the 115s, and it's going to be interesting, because now I've got a case that's got plenty of capacity. I can easily be over 3,000 with everything from 105 grain up. So that's going to be a pretty good velocity node if I can get good stabilization with heavy bullets. So I'm really interested. I got I forget what the contour is called. It's 24-inch barrel. It's a straight contour 750. So it's a little bit heavier than a regular tapered barrel, but not as heavy as a bull barrel. So it shouldn't be too awful heavy, but it's going to be a little bit weighty. I've got it in a HS Precision stock.
Come on.
I have a Leopold scope on it. It's going to be a nice setup.
I was expecting a little bit of, cat calling and stuff like that in the side chat, but come on, I didn't expect it from Big Al. He's lighting me up.
He picking on you about your glasses?
Yeah, whatever. Hey, I can take them off and just not read it.
There's Walter.
Hey, Walter, how you doing, brother?
There's your one. So apparently, two of our brothers have recently purchased single action army revolvers. Walter has one in California jail, and Jerry 1911 already got his. I think he ordered it from Midway.
Matt from Demolition Ranch put out a video today that was very entertaining. He took it's a pump action 223, and he pimped that sucker out. I mean, he's got I think it's a Schmidt Bender scope on it with laser sighting and backup sights on each side of the rifle, a silencer on the end of it. And he goes, I think I actually like this thing now. But he took a $200 rifle and dumped $5,000 on top of it.
It was a pump. Was it a Remington?
No, it was Troy.
Oh, one of those AR. Yeah. Yep. One of the AR pumps.
That's pretty good right there. Yeah, it's like CW orders a mold from Ukraine, basically. Right over there where all that war's going on, he gets it in a week. Jerry orders a single action army and it takes 3 days. Well, 2.5 really. And yeah, but some of the stuff we send takes
All right, I'm sorry.
forever.
Crazy again. I actually met Matt in Vegas, and he is just exactly as wacky as you see him on his videos. He is an extremely entertaining person.
He's a vet, isn't he?
I don't believe so.
I thought he was. Not a veteran, a vet.
Yeah,
animal,
a veterinarian.
Yeah.
He's a veterinarian, yes. But yeah, he's a handful to be sure. He's always coming up with weird stuff to do at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, Jerry McMahon also got a mold this week or last week.
Oh my God!
His was
Come
the
on,
same.
Daniel, leave me alone. Jesus.
He ordered it on like a Saturday, and it was there like 3 days later. And this is that's not special shipping. That's regular shipping.
I'll tell you what, Fuzz. I'm actually jealous about that scope. I watch your videos at 4:00 in the morning. Yes, I'm the sexy librarian, Daniel, the sexy one.
Let's not get over carried away here.
Can I teach you about the Dewey Decimal System?
I'd like to keep my water 15. Down and not spew it back up.
We just lost 15.
We did.
Oh Lord, isn't this fun?
So 1 in 8 twist, and basically the same diameter as a 243.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you'll have bullets available.
Yeah. And I don't think I'm going to do cast for it. I was able to grab, here's Chris.
Hey guys.
What's happening, brother?
To grab a whole pile of discontinued spear bullets, 105 grain. So that's what I'm gonna target as my main bullet. But I'll play with some of the ultra sleek, and I never remember the name of this company. They're semi-custom bullets. Been around for a little while. Come in yellow boxes like Spear, but they're not Spear.
Barnes?
Nope. Target. Think Target stuff.
Burger?
Burger. Yeah, burgers.
Yeah, Burger. Yeah.
I got a couple of burgers. 107 and 111, 110. So I'll play with those. I don't know if I'll do anything with them. And then I picked up some Blems at Midway. They're 95 grain Sierras is what they are, but they weren't advertised as Sierras. But that's what they are, green tip Sierras.
I love the Midway seconds. I've only, like, out of a little box of 100, I might find one that is not usable to my standards.
Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with them. I never have. Yep, that's right, Biggie. It's a 57 millimeter case, 1-8 twist. Yep, 57 millimeter case. So it's should have some good powder capacity. I hope so.
I'm laughing at Daniel's comment over there.
Okay, Daniel. Daniel, I will give you that one. Just quit making fun of the glasses because I don't like them either.
Well, Walter, I'm not going to miss the Georgia shooting connection if I get invited on.
No big deal, Chris. All you got to do is let me know you want a link, bud.
Oh, I was editing a video and I was going to finish it up
Friday
tonight, and I was getting so frustrated. I was like, "Nah, I'm just going to go over here and hang out with the guys."
Well, and we appreciate having you. But that being said, when you go back, everything's just going to line up, and
that's the way it normally goes. You walk away from something and then go back.
Look at Miss Kitty.
Yeah, Biggie. The barrel's going to be 750, but it's a straight contour, so it's going to taper down from the 1 1/4 or whatever it is at the receiver through the chamber area, and then it's going to be 750 straight to the muzzle. It's 24 inches.
Wait a minute. If it's the Hogwarts Hangout, I'm the big guy. What's his name? The big guy.
Oh, the guy that lived out away from everybody.
I can't remember his name. I don't know. It's been several years since I've watched any of those movies, but yeah.
Somebody out in the side chat needs
Hagrid, yes.
Hipparchus had it.
Yeah, I had to stay home from work today. I have no idea what y'all are talking about.
I left a little bit early from work. This pollen is, I don't know if it's the pollen or the new glasses or what, but I had a headache. My eyeballs hurt. My back was hurting. I was like, you know what? I'm just going home. And
Good to know, Biggie. I didn't know that.
What's it got? You think I'd be able to read it?
I believe our buddy West Desert Shooter was working with them for a while.
Okay.
I know he did some videos for them.
I ran across a couple of YouTubers that have used the barrels, and they were reporting some good accuracy, and they liked them. So I figured I'd try them, and I tell you, it was a bargain. The barrel price was what you'd expect, but they only charged $90 to put it on the gun, and I thought that was just a steal. I was going to do it all myself, but
it's worth $90.
It's
$90.
I mean,
with it.
I don't have to do nothing. It's going to come ready to drop into stock. I mean, you'd be crazy not to for $90.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good deal.
And Scotsman, at some point in the near future, we have to get together on some holsters. I know you got some hookups and holler if you hear me's and some weird people to contact that nobody else can find. So
Remember, I still got a big box full of holsters from Mr. Holster. So depending what's in there, depending what you need, I might have something in there too.
okay, I'll be more than happy to take care of you on that too. So ain't no big deal. Y'all know Georgia is on path for becoming the 25th open carry or constitutional carry state. They're just waiting for the assholes in Atlanta to get done doing their bull crap, and then it's going to Kemp's desk, and he's signing it. He's already said, just email me a copy, and I'll sign it and fax it back to you if it's after hours.
There you go. Good deal, Mark. Indy got constitutional carry.
Yes, they did. I think that was on Tuesday, if I remember
Yep,
correctly.
yep.
Yeah, they got it Tuesday. We got it last week. So we were the 23rd. They're the 24th.
I'm hoping Georgia can be the 25th, make it the halfway mark. Kind of like the dogs do every year. Sometimes they excel, sometimes they don't, but they always make it to the halfway mark.
I will say this though. I will say this. Remember this, folks. It's an election year. That's why a lot of these guys are voting it in and signing it into law.
Right. Well,
so
I got to stand behind Kemp on this. He said that he would do it 2 years ago. If they could iron it out, get it to my desk, and I'll sign it. I will stand behind him on that.
I'm sorry, y'all.
There's a lot of people that are bad mouthing Brian Kemp as a governor. I don't really see it. He's never done anything against me, but he has done within his will what he said he was going to do. He has been blocked by a couple of things, but he said this 2 years ago. Y'all hammer it out and get it to my desk, and I'll pass it. He's eager to sign it.
Well, our Rhino DeWine said that the first time around. He
right. I know. I understand. It's all politics.
Just bear that in mind. That's all I'm saying. I know we don't do politics on here, but just bear that one in mind.
Right. It's all politics, and I totally understand how the game's played.
Ours kicks in what? June 12th, Scotsman?
Yeah.
Why?
90 days from when it's signed into law.
Okay. Trent's got an interesting question. What do you mean by a mag holster?
Magazine holster? Separate magazine holster on your belt?
Oh, I absolutely do. And mine's Kydex.
Yeah, me too. Single Kydex.
I have a single and a double. But the double I bought mainly if I got into competition shooting.
Yeah, I only use the doubles for competition. I do sometimes have 2 extra mags, but I'll do 2 singles.
Right.
Yeah, mine's
my everyday pocket rocket. I've got the magazine that's in it. I've got one more in my back pocket, and that's just to get me to the car. And if I get to the car, you've had a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
And the extra mag one is Kydex.
Yeah, I keep my flush fit mag and my 365 and then XL, and then keep a 15 rounder and a Kydex mag pouch.
Let me tell Big Al I have some at home tests that I took this morning. We didn't order them; they just sent them. But I have allergies, so when it gets this time of the year, I generally get a sinus infection. So I took the test; it was negative, and I just happened to have them from. I reckon Joe sent them, but I don't know that. I didn't order them. It didn't have a return address, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean the pollen is terrible. I've got a buddy of mine that I work with, a younger kid. He's got a beautiful black BMW that's not black right now; it's green. Apparently,
Yeah,
he
The
waxes
pollen
his car.
the
He
pollen
waxes
in
his
Georgia is a
car.
little ridiculous.
Yeah, he waxes his car, and it's sticking to it. Luckily, I don't have that problem.
yeah. Thanks, Big Al. I covet your prayers, brother. And I had COVID too back in at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to go anywhere, be with my family for Christmas. I was just
Yeah, my
fuzz.
family, most of them are older. I mean, I got me and my sister, and that kind of stuff. But everybody else is a little bit older, and they all opted out of it. So we
Well,
didn't
that
do.
let me address this. Fuzz is only into revolvers. There's a lot worse stuff you could be into, Fuzz, like Dylan calendars and stuff like that. But
Oh,
yeah,
Fuzz is into way more than just revolvers.
I think that if I was carrying my revolver, I would do what Miss Kitty says: leather speed loader case for revolver, definitely, and probably two of them,
Yep, double barrel.
because they're going to ride on your belt. You know, they're going to stay right there tight. Whereas a mag holster, depending on the size of the magazine, it could be longer down your. And
Which
being
I
a
mean,
fat boy, it kind of digs into my roll right there. The mag holders, not good. Of course, Scotsmen don't have that problem, but
when I,
Chris, is
when I
there a
carry,
difference between um, what you would carry for everyday carry and what you would use in competition?
Well, yeah, for me, because I'm a PCC shooter in competition, I don't shoot handgun.
Well, that explains a lot.
But even if, I mean, every now and then I do shoot carry optics, and I wouldn't carry my competition pistol.
Wouldn't need to say, hey, the Georgia Boy 44 been enjoying that series he did on the basement finds.
oh man, wasn't that great?
Oh, that was awesome.
You got some good
Yeah.
scores in that one.
He did. And that Winchester semi-auto, that was a blast from the past.
Right.
And that Marlin that he's getting refinished, he did a lot of work on that thing. That thing turned out a whole lot better than I thought it was gonna.
Big Al's going to shoot the Henrys tomorrow. And M. Gabriel.
There's Ricky.
We prefer not to let it get to that point. Yeah. I'm a revolver guy for sure.
Yeah, single action. I like the single action revolvers.
Yeah, I guess you did, Andy. Yeah,
But
so
yeah,
Andy
a lot of
has
enjoyment of those.
Andy has that same Dan Wesson rig that Pastor got out of that basement, and Ricky got a good point. Well, I know, man. I know.
Now that the masks are gone, it's weird. It's almost like normal sicknesses are back in town.
We get such crazy temperature changes here. Like, my son and I were at the range last night shooting, and jeans and t-shirts. And this morning, we were all bundled up again.
Yep, it was.
I don't think
70
it can probably be good for you for getting sick when it's going up and down like that all the time.
Oh,
It
it's
was 70
crazy.
70
And like,
degrees this afternoon, and it's going to be like 36 tonight.
when we get those crazy temperature drops, I'm working in a 90-degree plant, so it goes from 20 something degrees outside to working at 90 degrees. Yeah, it's you get sick real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I used to get
Thanks,
sick
Sam. I
quite a
appreciate
bit
that.
back when I worked in the steel mills. Man, going in and out of that building, and especially when I was still on the floor before I became a crane operator.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're dealing with crazy weather. It could be 85 degrees today, and the high be 40 tomorrow with a frost warning. Which actually we had 70 degrees today, and there's a frost warning for Saturday night, isn't there, Jamie?
Yeah. I'm not finding Cranky. Why can't I find Cranky?
I think I saw him in there somewhere.
Anyway, welcome, Cranky. I'm looking for your comment, but I can't find any. So we'll go through the side chat directly, and we'll. Tread mine or just yeah.
It's really going to depend on where you want to carry them. If, what kind of mags they are, single versus double. There's a lot of different really good ones out there. It all depends. There's a lot of different factors that come into play with that too. So
exactly, I agree with Hester. Bianchi makes great 1911 mag carriers, but I've got a buddy of mine that makes his own Kydex stuff. He made one for dang near everything that I got. But generally I carry the pistol and one extra mag, and that's just to get me to the car. If I get to the car, you've had a bad day. Cranky was looking under a kilt. Damn it, Fuzz.
Cranky was asking if I have a thigh rig for under the kilt. No, sir, I do not.
That's a little personal, ain't it?
We protect the jewels however possible, but that does not come into play. That's why I don't carry inside the waistband pointed at my junk. No,
yep,
we do not do this either. We protect the jewels at all costs.
Appendix carry? No, thank you. I would rather have it tied to some dental floss wrapped around my neck and slung over my back than carry appendix carry.
No, I'm too fat to carry appendix.
Yeah, the wind's blowing pretty hard out there right now.
Yeah, we're starting to get a little bit of
it. But that's normal for March around here anyway. Yeah.
Yep.
And
spring is in the air.
My grandmother used to tell me April showers bring May flowers. And I'm like, well, that's before I knew my allergies were this bad. I'm not crazy about the May flowers either. So,
well, if you say that, what do May flowers bring?
I don't know what.
Pilgrims. That's a dad joke. Sorry.
Oh no, Daniel. I ain't putting that up here.
Wait a minute. What?
I ain't doing that.
Just Daniel being Daniel.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Don't start that again, Big Al. You're gonna make me hungry again, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
See, Daniel would know all about the prison wallets. Being a Navy guy.
Ouch.
And
we just lost 20 viewers. Sorry about that.
We love you, Navy guys. You always give us a ride. I'm sorry, I'm not a Marine.
That sounds fun. I'm supposed to shoot skeet tomorrow morning, but I don't think I'm gonna feel up to it.
Oh, come on, let's go do it. I'll go with you. I got shells and everything.
That does sound like fun.
I do kind of want to shoot some of my 12 gauge reloads. See how well.
Oh, you've been busy. You've been busy.
I just got 50 of them loaded up, but and the crimps are all over the place, guys. They really are. But
Get out there and do some shooting, man. It'll make you feel better.
Yeah, if you try and crimp 6s from 8s or 8s from 6s, you get funky crimps.
Was that your first time doing shotgun, Jamie? Or
Yeah.
had you with it? Did you
Yeah.
enjoy it?
Well, we reload to shoot, kind of. And then some of us shoot to get the brass to reload some more, I mean, really, it's a cycle, but yeah, I know. It's one of them things. It's different, and I've not got it figured out yet, but I can see it. I can see both sides of the coin. Like when you read a shotgun book, it says follow the recipe exactly. And then you talk to guys like Uncle Jim and James Pollard, and they said, "Man, I swap these things out, this, that, and the other." The key is not to overpressure your gun and to be able to build that column to the exact point you need it to be able to crimp it in a good fashion, make it look good.
It is a different realm.
It is totally different.
Then you get
Well,
dropped
second part-
straight into it, and you're like, uh-oh.
The second part was a lot easier before there was one-piece shot cups. Before that, you could adjust by just adding some card stock in the wadding area and get your overall length right where you wanted it. Now you have to. Well, you can still do that, but if you're using a one-piece setup, you have to buy different wadding to get the right height you want.
I'm telling you, I've gotten a lot of help from all y'all guys. I'm fairly confident in what I'm loading now. Well, not fairly. I'm very confident in what I'm loading now, and it was all thanks to y'all. Oh, you don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. You need to do this. You need to do that. And this is from several different people. And but shotgun reloading is different. you can get stupid crazy really quick and not even know it.
You can.
I wish I'd known you was doing all that, Jamie. I'd have come over there and hung out with you. I'm sure you did it on the weekend.
Yeah, it's the Purdue rally, Big Al.
Think about it, Jamie. You ain't that far from me. I ain't scared to drive.
You right.
I'm scared to look through them glasses for a little bit longer. I'm gonna take a break. I can't get used to them. Now everything's blurry again.
Did you try any of those twos, Jamie?
Not yet. Have you?
No, I haven't loaded anything other than 410.
See, our turkey season starts next Saturday, the April 2nd, which is a week later than it usually does.
I was about to say, I thought it already started. That's when it normally did, was like March 20th or something like that.
Yeah. But our bird population is down, so we're limited to 2 birds this year instead of 1. Good to know, Rebel. I still need to call you, don't I? Yeah, but some number 2s, and this is my idea. And Mike Hester might have something to throw in there, or Mr. Pollard. Number twos with some number eights mixed in for a turkey load. What do y'all think?
I think it's too much of a difference. Remember, they used to make those duplex loads, 4s and 5s, 4s and 6s, 5s and 6s, and they did pretty good. 2s and 4s, yeah, bigger shot. When you get the really small with the really big, I think it's a waste of one or the other. You know,
They outrun each other, don't they?
Yeah.
The smaller ones are going to get there a little
Yeah.
bit before the number twos will.
If you need the little ones, the big ones are going to tear everything up. If you need the big ones, the little ones are going to do nothing.
Well, let's just go with some number twos and some maybe some filler. What do they call it?
Buffer.
Buffer. Yeah. There's my boy. There you go.
That duplex company, they make some crazy shotgun shells.
They do.
We messed around with a couple of them on the channel. One of them was like what was it called? The caviar slug. I think we did a video with that. There was another one we did too.
I think I'll just stick with the number twos. No, I do not, Bobby. I hadn't got into that yet. I can see where if you trim them, you can crush them down a little further.
I've always been partial to 5s. My guns seem to pattern 5s.
I don't know. Mine like slugs.
Yeah, Big Al, once. Once. And you go right ahead, Mr. Thomas.
There you go. Yep. Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a way to reload 3.5s, or else I would be, because throughout several years I've been saving the 3.5-inch shells, thinking one day, but my press is not able to do that. So,
But see, what y'all don't understand here is I'm using what I got. I've got number two shot. I've got 7.5, and I got 8. I don't have any 4s, 5s, and 6s. There's Mr. Lever Guns 50. How you doing out there, bud?
Yeah, Mrs. Hotshot too.
Jamie, you got number 4 buck?
No, I got some 2-aught buckshot.
No, you know where to get it. Drop on by and we can make some. It ain't that hard.
But that number 2 shot ain't far from BB's, Mr. Pollard. I ain't kidding you. I'd have to get them out and.
You're going to get a better pattern, or a better, more dense pattern too. You get more of them in there.
BB's?
Yeah. No, number 2s. Number 2s. I think number 2s is as big as we can go. I don't think we can use BBs.
Well, that's true.
We can use them for geese, but we can't use them for, at least used to be. Can't use them for turkeys.
There's Armament and Axes. He don't do shot shells, so.
I think we were using number 4 shot for turkeys. Is that right? It's been many years since I've been turkey hunting, but
yeah, the typical turkey loads are 4s and 5s.
Okay, yeah.
4 or 5, and then you can get some that are 4s and 6s and 4s and 5s.
Yeah, 4, 5, and 6 is probably 99% of what people use for turkeys.
I know. I used to use 8 for dove, 6 for rabbit.
But nowadays with TSS, you got that tungsten shot. They're using number 9s and 410 and getting crazy patterns at crazy yardages.
Really? I don't even own a 410. I thought about getting a little single shot 410 just to play around with.
Oh, I love 410. One of my favorite.
Yeah, that's what you've been saying, which is why you've got me wanting to go buy a 410 shotgun.
Well, you'll be happy we're not closer together because you already have one. There's the Emperor.
Oh, look, we have an emperor sighting.
There you go. Good to see you, Emperor. We've been missing you, buddy. Hope everything's going well for you. Corners and doors. Are you talking about for a shotgun? Yeah, 410 is so you can do so many different things with it.
Yep. It
A
just doesn't
12
reach
gauge
out
is
far.
only if you can't call the turkey in close enough.
Well, if you do some research, you watch some of the videos, like they're shooting the gel with the shot, and they shoot like number sixes, what you'd use normally with a 410 at like 40 yards, and they get like an inch and a half penetration, 2 inches of penetration, and then they shoot that number 9 TSS, and it goes in like 4 inches. It's number 9 shot, so you get super dense patterns, but it's got the penetration that's better than much larger shot. So
Yeah,
killing power is per pellet energy is low, but it's got the penetration. It's just
there's a reason that they're still making 410 shotguns and ammunition for those. It definitely has its place. And I think when it comes to turkey, 12 gauge, 3.5 inch magnums are a little bit overkill. There's been more taken with like a 410 or a 20 gauge
they
than
are crazy expensive,
than
and they're more than five a shell too. They're more like 10 or 12 a shell. Crazy expensive, but you can load those too. You can load those yourself.
Yeah, I used to have a Benelli, and I would hunt with 3.5 inch magnums, which were not fun to shoot. So you better make sure you aimed good because you didn't want to have to take a follow up shot. But a guy that I used to hunt with, he was out there with like a Winchester 410 pump
42.
and he was like, I don't see what the problem is. Boom. And I'm rocking the ground for 3 counties every time I pull the trigger. Like, holy Lord.
Yeah, Big Al, that's why people say fear the man with only one gun.
He likely knows how to use it.
He likely
Yep.
knows where it's going to hit every single time. Yeah, there you go, Miss Kitty. 20 gauge or larger. And that's in Connecticut. That's where you're at, right?
Yep. 2016 and 12 or 10.
Yeah,
2016, 12 or 10.
it was number 4 around here when I was growing up is what we used. 6 was for rabbit.
Wow. $35 for 5 rounds.
Yep.
And
Holy fat flaps.
TSS is tungsten and steel shot. Is that?
It's tungsten. Tungsten safety shot, I think, is what it stands for. But it's something like that. It's tungsten.
God.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. I got to call the parental units.
So, Ms. Hotshot, we're not allowed to handle firearms on the YouTube, but if you look behind CW, that's a muzzle loading rifle. But are you referring to a shotgun? Now that right there, that seems very interesting.
I wanted one of those. They make a short one. I forget what they call it. Axe, I think. I wanted one of those just before the pandemic started, and they like tripled in price. They were going for $1,200, $1,400 for that axe. So I bought my first Turkish made, and it's a copy of an 870, and it's a nice little shotgun. That's a screaming load, Mr. Pollard.
Yeah, that is
1450. That's moving out.
with BBs too.
1300 is a fast load. 1450, that's a screaming load. Yeah, I love the 300 black. You're going to have fun with it. It's a good one. I had my father to the range on Tuesday, and I just kept feeding him 300 blackouts in the bolt rifle, and he was hitting 4-inch plates at 100 yards without even trying. And it's the guy don't shoot way better than that, but he's never shot it, so he was having a ball. Bolt gun and the AR.
I love 300 blackout. It's just such a fun round.
Yeah, it's just so much fun.
After I bought my rifle, I was like, I got to get one in a pistol now.
Yeah, I've got a 12-incher, 12.5-incher.
Y'all with these air rifles, man.
My buddy's got one he let me borrow in 20. It's an Air Force. It's crazy, crazy accurate. You turn a dial for power, you can turn it down and have the power last a long time. Turn it up, and it shoots almost like a 22. Fully suppressed. Really, really nice.
Yeah, Taco's into all that.
Yeah.
Talks a lot on the podcast about that.
Yep.
One of my first firearms was a Kentucky rifle CVA kit. It was hot shot. So mine was a 45 caliber, and it shot amazingly well after you wait for the smoke to clear. And yeah, but
The one behind me is a Lyman 54 caliber trade rifle. It's a little bit shorter barrel, 1 in 20 twist. It'll shoot conicals or balls. It's a nice rifle, really pretty. Hello, Critter.
there's Critter. There's
Well, up close they do, Mike.
yeah, up close they do.
160 yards, they skip off shoulders.
I remember you talking about that one night.
Yep.
Pastor, if it ain't on video, it didn't happen. Just saying. We need another video on that one.
Yeah, you ought to do a range video for all of them. Shoot them all.
Yeah, one by one, just like
One
you
by
did
one.
the fixing them.
This one works, ba-boom. This one works, ba-boom. This one works.
So, Chris,
Yeah.
what was up with tying a string to the high point, thinking that the difference in the bullet was going to make it blow up, or were you just trying to be funny?
I don't really know. I was so out of whack with that zinc stuff. I didn't know what to do. And then it was actually my son's idea. He goes, why don't we just tie a string to it? I was like, yeah, we could do that.
I was just wondering.
The only one that I really don't know what that third round I would have made in the second video would have done, because there was such a big difference between whatever the first charge weight was and the second, because that brass got nasty on that second round. So if we would have went ahead and fired that third one, I don't really know what that one would have done, because it was getting. But what was weird was with the IMR target, we took it all the way from minimum charge up to max, and we had no issues with it. So, but that power pistol, I don't know what it would have done with the hottest load we had.
Power pistol I find very forgiving. Very, very forgiving. Multiple calibers. I've loaded it well past what the book says. And in my guns, it's been, I don't stay there, but I went there and it was fine. It was fine. I made a mistake with the 10 millimeter. I posted the video, but it's gone now. I had worked up a load. I've got a snail drum. I can pop into a snail drum and see if a load's going to be safe. And I worked up to, I think it was 8.2 or 8.3, and I believe 7.7 is a maximum load, and it was safe. And I bumped the small scale, the small wedge on my scale, and I didn't realize it. And I loaded up 10 with 175, 10 with a 200, and 10 with another 200. And when I got to the range, I expected 1225, 1250 with a 200 grain, and I was almost 1400.
Wow.
When I got home, I'd only fired 2. When I got home and pulled them, they were almost a grain more. At 8 grains, they were almost a grain more, and it was not an overly flat primer. It was not an overly expanded case head. It was shootable. I wouldn't recommend it for very long, but it was shootable.
Yeah. Well, where I screwed up in that second, with the first rounds I made with the power pistol, I set that bullet back way too far. That's where I goofed up. So when we did the third video, when we bumped them out to 1.1, I think even with power pistol, I would have been better off if we would have done that, which that was Walter's idea. Walter had commented, and he said, when you go to do the next video, he said, bump that bullet out, make it, because I was basically compensating for it being a flat nose. So I was loading it like I was a lot of my other flat nose bullets, but
I like to load them as long as they'll go, as long as the magazine will allow, and as long as they'll feed. A new bullet, I just load up a bunch of dummies and run them through the gun. Yeah. Crimp the heck out of them and run them through the gun and just keep measuring and checking. And as long as they'll go, dry cycling, I'll try them. I'll load like 10 and go to the range.
Yeah.
I tend to always be better results as long as I can make them. Usually it's magazine and handguns.
Yeah, I think the whole thing had me with it, because you can't find any kind of data when it comes to loading zinc. And what the hardest part to get was your length of that bullet is still the length of a 147 grain bullet, but it's compensating for the 90 grain weight. So,
you don't know just how much that is the factor. It's definitely a part of it, but I don't think it's as much as you think it is. I think the weight is more.
Yeah.
The length is more rifling twist thing, and we don't really have to worry about that with handguns.
I had a blast with it though. It was a good time. So,
what we talking about? 9mm?
Zinc.
So I'm all out of those bullets now.
He loaded up a whole bunch of zinc.
Yeah, I meant to watch that video. I'm always a day late and a dollar short now.
So when he was really 30 cal, he sent me 2 different 50 of one weight and 50 another. One's 112 grain. I don't remember what the other one is. So I got I got a lot of bullets this time to play with the 300 blackout. I only had 50 of the 9mm ones. So.
You can probably do that. It depends on the gun. Most of them are 452, I believe. But if you're talking cast, I do 454 in mine. One thing I really like to see in that new Lyman manual is 9mm carbine loads. So they actually have run 9mm through the carbine, 16-inch barrel, and posted data. So that's pretty good in the new Lyman manual.
Welcome in, G23. Thanks, buddy. I hadn't been through the side chat yet, and we're almost an hour into this thing. That's important. When you say power pistol, though, my first thoughts go to 45 ACP.
Well, that's the powder I use for 45. So
me too.
That's why I had a lot of it.
It worked good for me in 40. That's where I started using it. It works good for me in 45. It works great in 380. I can get, with my 90 grain bullets, I can get well over 1,000 feet per second and no pressure signs. I can take those bullets out of my gun and drop them in a shell checker. The checker, not the chamber gauge.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not swelling very much at all. And that's
I like it for 9mm. Works great.
Yeah, I don't load 9, so I don't know. But 40, 10 millimeter, 45, 380, and 38 super. And it's been awesome in all of them. Top velocities, low pressures.
I forget who threw me on the power pistol. I forget who it was, but it's been a long time now. But yeah, I've been using power pistol and 9 for years.
I use a lot of different powders, and I can honestly tell you I could use power pistol and be happy with all those calibers and not have any other powders to worry about.
It's
Yeah.
a great powder.
It is. All right, let me go through the side chat as quickly as I can, and y'all know it's going to take forever. We had 58 earlier, and we still got 54. Y'all are too cool. We got Edward Petty, G23, Fuzz T Fork 8, James Pugh, Vanessa Kitty, Mike Hester, Georgia Boy 44, Armament and Axes, MCK, Fuzz T Fork 8, GGW Reloading, Kingpin just popped in. You have a link, buddy. AR Gun 1776. Daniel God is my judge. Walter Bunning, Mrs. Hotshot. Vanessa Kitty. G23, Hipparchus, James Pugh, M. Gabriel. Good question, man. Thanks for asking that. Big Al's out there, Critter 9A, Mike Hester, Timothy Burkett. The Crazy Scotsman is on the panel. There's Georgia Boy again. Big E. Let me pop that one up there. We'll talk about that when I get back. Chris 338. Mike Hester, the Rebel. M. Gabriel. James Pollard. Welcome in. And I heard he's going to be a Georgia Boy Monday. I don't know. Bobby Barlow. Garage Guy 879. Reloader 762. Chris 338. Tim S. Chris from the 740s on the panel. Edward Petty. Walter Bunning's out there. Tim S again. CW's on the panel. Y'all got any questions? PC Bullet Empire. I thought the next time we were going to see him was going to be on a milk carton. James Pugh. I watched a few of his videos today. Lever Guns 50. Armament and Axes is still there. And Paul Loud. And I always think I'm repeating myself, and then I'll pop up on Ricky Baird. See what I mean? Ricky also has a link. Rollis Carvelis. Be careful out there, brother. And I think that's about all. Mark said he might have accidentally put somebody in timeout. And there is everybody's favorite foot model, Echo's Reloading Chamber, Cranky Cletus. Uncle John, what's going on, bud? And I think that's enough. I'm sorry, excuse me. We're already back to 8:30, so thank all y'all for joining us. We enjoy Well, there's some more. There's Lead Bullet Junkie, Andy 79 Z28, and GGW, Jerry 1911. Yeah, he got a new gun today. His has got and there's Tread.
Yeah, they've done the same thing to me, Tread. You go surfing by and you find something, maybe I'll grab that.
Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you end up with a POS. But you take a risk when you're buying online.
That's how I ended up with 6 sets of 6mm Remington dies. I bid on 3 just to make them come up in my
Feed.
so I know about them. Yeah, my feed. And nobody else bid, and I won them all.
Oh, wow.
But they were cheap. I got one for $6, one for $12. So,
Now you get hurt then.
hey, way to go, Andy! My buddy just bought a new one today too. He backed out of his driveway, and it wouldn't go. So he went to work, and he got to work, and it backed up, and it worked all right. And he went to back up a hill at work, and it wouldn't go. So he went right to the car shop, and he's picking it up. He picked it up 3:00 today. Get rid of one, get another one.
Sound like Big Al used to could play some golf. There it is. Andy, 2022 Hyundai Palisade. That's a bigger car, ain't it?
Them Hyundais have gotten real nice.
They really have.
I think Gene's got one he likes a lot.
Yeah, he's got a nice one. All that Palisade's beautiful. It's an SUV. Man.
You know how people miss you is in the side chat that they start ripping you really good. That's how you know they missed you.
That sounds good.
I'll do that anytime, Junkie.
I've done French toast a few times for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember about scrambled eggs and bacon, but I've done French toast a few times.
French toast is just awesome.
I think sometimes breakfast food tastes better when it's not for breakfast. We do that a lot around here.
It really does taste better.
Yeah, what's the other? Isn't Kia tied in with Hyundai somehow too? Like they're kind of the same car company, or?
I think they're the same car company. I think the Kias are more geared toward us older guys. They got a little bit more performance, a little faster, and the Hyundais are more for the younger crowd with the styling, But
Yeah, we came out of a restaurant. My son and I were eating lunch today, and we come out, and there was this car sitting there, and I asked him, I said, because my son's a car nut, I was like, what is that? And he said it was a Kia Stinger. Man, that car was gorgeous. And then he was showing me the specs on it. It was 300 and some horsepower. Crazy.
I think you stepped on A&A's toes there, Scotsman.
I like Mike Hester's comment. Sausage gravy anytime. I can.
Oh, yeah. Don't even go there. Yes, sir. I agree.
He ain't wrong.
Can't hit biscuits.
There's single shot. What's going on, Rick?
There he is.
Hey, single shot. I'll probably get to hang out with him in the morning.
Yeah, y'all getting back on the cars now. Yeah, that's yeah. To me, the Camaros that 79, like Andy's got that body style, that bigger body style. Yeah, that's the ones I like. They seem to ride the smoothest, but yeah, who knows?
I like that 68 with the little bumpers, the round
Yeah,
tail. That was my favorite Camaro.
that was a different generation though. Those were like what, first or second generation, I think. And then those
Yeah.
bigger ones were the third generation, and then they went in the '80s. They got to be those little bitty, the little smaller. That's like the fourth or fifth generation. I'm sure Andy knows more about that than I do, but yeah, yeah. Tread. Firebird is better than the Camaro. I don't know about that, man. You would think Pontiac's a little better. There's my buddy Thorzak's. I ain't talked to him all week. You all right, man?
Hello, Dave.
Good to see you, Dave. I'm sure we'll be talking over the weekend.
Here's Edward Petty.
Yep. We called him out on the. That's exactly right, GGW. The thing about those companies, GM and I'm sure Kyle will kick in some more information. Uh, all of them had a little bit of a difference. Like Oldsmobile, Chevrolet, Pontiac, Buick, all of those had the same basic body style, the same frame, but they all had some little peculiar difference in the motor and stuff. So there's that. I can't hit the one I'm looking at. I'm trying to get on Mike Hester's biscuits.
Yep. That would be a big difference.
Yeah. I made my grandmother teach me how to make biscuits before she passed away.
Wow. Did you see
But
that comment PC Bullet said? Dang.
That's crazy.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
You're going to see the same thing with the with those JM stamp Marlins, man. Thing I didn't like about that era of especially the '70s Fords, the fastback cars, is you couldn't see out of the back of them. You couldn't back up without opening your door and sticking your head out the.
They weren't supposed to be going
won't-
backwards.
You don't. Yeah, you don't worry about going backwards in those cars. It's usually straight in front of you.
You got to back out of the driveway, guys. Come on.
You ain't supposed to do that, man. You're supposed to swing it, swing it sideways.
Yeah. Oh boy.
There's Kyle.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. Had to talk to the parental units. You got to catch them when they're awake,
Yeah.
There's Kingpin.
Kingpin's got a good comment there.
I don't know that I would sell my Ruger 77 for $1,100. Emperor.
Yeah, I had a M77 in 7 mag.
Mr. Pollard will, though. Yeah, Hester said the same thing. You don't need to see out the back. I can see Mike saying, there's a reason the windshield is this big and the rearview mirror is this big.
We did too, Walter. We had a 63 with a 390 500 XL.
The old Ford Galaxy.
I think if there's any car I could have, money was no object. I think it'd be that high performance 58 Ford Galaxy. That is just a beautiful car, and it was so different from the 58 Impala. 58 was first year for the Impala, but it was we're getting on to the. All right, hurry back, Jerry.
Armament Axes. You can send me your contact info. If you want to, you want to send me your phone number or whatever. My email is in my about section on my YouTube page. So, and then you can get a hold of me anytime. But yeah, my email's right over there. It's just chrisfromthe740@gmail.com. However you want to do it. It's easy either way. I didn't know he was from Ohio.
I don't know anything about beer and women, Walter.
I know a lot about beer, but very little about women.
I don't think any of us know anything about women, do we?
Let's talk beer.
I don't think anybody here's got that figured out.
If they do, they wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
See, there's fuzz.
71 Ford LT 429. That 429 Ford motor will go up against that Hemi all day long.
That's what it was made for.
Not long.
That was what it was made for. People say that, but it was severely underrated.
It was, but
by a lot. Like
then again, so was the Hemi.
Well, not as much as the Ford though.
Right, but I mean,
but
both
they were
of them,
still pretty even matched for their numbers.
when they came out, yes, they were fairly evenly matched. The problem was the Hemi was trying to drag a 6,000-pound vehicle where the 429 was on a 3,800-pound vehicle.
Yep.
But they would both go down the track at about the same rate.
We just watched. We've been watching a bunch of things on cars, and the fastest one that they had listed for the quarter mile and the 0 to 60 was the 70 454 Chevelle.
Well, I mean, look at the car only weighed 1,800 pounds.
0 to 60 was the fastest time out of all the big ones.
maybe 2,200 pounds. I mean, they were putting the Hemis in the old diplomats and all that stuff. I mean, the 19 and a half feet long, 9 feet wide lead sleds. You know?
Thor's axe is breaking it down for my simple mind to where I can understand.
See,
Thanks, bro.
here's the thing, Thorax. They invented whiskey for a reason.
Yep.
You need that. You need the extra spirits going on to even have any kind of idea what they're talking about.
Even then, do you really know what they're talking about?
No, but at least you got some good whiskey.
You got the extra spirits. I like
Yep,
the way
that's the one, Big Al. That's the one.
There you go.
For me, it'd be the 68 Torino GT. That would be
Frankie likes
my dream.
Dodge even less than Daniel. I'd rather walk in a ditch carrying a Dodge hubcap than drive a damn Chevy.
I just bought my first Dodge truck, and I actually like it. I'm real happy with it.
Hell, I got a driveway full of Fords right now. I'm not proud of it, but that's where it is.
All right, Bald, you're borderline getting permanently banned, buddy. He's wrong.
DEFCON 2.
Bald's not coming in anywhere, not stirring the pot.
That's all he's trying to do, and I know him.
All I need is a pair of a pair of damn wire cutters, and I can beat your Tesla.
Mike, according to that video, the 454 SS 1970 was sub 4 seconds, 0 to 60, and the 429 I think was right at 5 or 5.1, which a lot of them were. A lot of them couldn't break that 5 second 0 to 60.
My introduction to all things Mopar was an old Duster with a 426 Hemi in it. Not a Duster, Barracuda with a 426 Hemi in it. And let me tell you, that baby would go.
Yeah, I think there was 25 cars that they looked at, and I want to say better than half of them would make it right to 5 seconds, 5.1, 5.2, 5 seconds. And only that 454 broke into the high fours. It was 4.8 seconds, 0 to 60.
That seems odd to me because of a big block. You know, you always hear that shorter stroke in a small block was quicker off the line, but on out there, yeah.
You know what else they say?
There's no replacement.
There's no replacement for displacement.
I see what you did there. Because I did the same thing. I had a 69 Dart Swinger that I put I did a lot of work to it, a 440 into it. And it was still an automatic car. And that thing would run very, very quick. But I only ran it at quarter or eighth to a quarter of a mile at a time. Yeah, big blocks, they really don't like higher RPMs.
Yeah, those are drag cars.
Yeah, there was a lot of them that had better quarter mile times.
Yeah.
But just 0 to 60. And in that video, whatever they tested, that's what they said.
Well, 0 to 60 was getting the lead brick moving, and then 60 to 180 was the engine.
I was always amazed when you look at, everybody looks at the time, but when you start looking at the speeds, you see a lot of cars that'll do, sub 13s, but they're not even in 100s, and there's other ones that are well over 100, and they're they're heavy 13s.
Right.
It's crazy how much difference in speed there can be. Speed based on time. The times will still be low, but the speeds are the times are fast, but the speeds are slow.
Pollard, if you're running a big block 454 at $8,000,
yeah, you've worked on it.
You're lucky you still got it. There was a lot of love and money put into that engine.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, you're looking at 48 to 5,200.
I was going to say 5,000 is more like it.
Yeah, 48 to 52, that's pushing it.
And Kingpin.
There you go. Hell yeah, brother.
Whee!
Just make sure you make a video about it, because if it's not on video, it doesn't happen. Including when you get pulled over by the cops, because we got to see all that too.
Yeah, here's my blueprint.
Crazy how fast some of them zero-turn mowers will go.
It was always trailered, so I didn't have to worry about it.
Well, you would like my truck, Daniel. My green 1977 Chevy C10 with a 305 and 3 on the tree, but it's got a gun rack in the back window.
I haven't drove a 3 in the tree in years.
My first car was 3 on the tree.
My first stall body truck when I first started plumbing was a 3 on the tree.
I did my no, I didn't. I was going to say I took my test with it, but I didn't.
I think mine was I want to say that truck was a 74 Ford that I had. It was my first stall body that I had to drive. I got the worst truck in the fleet. They said, that one over there, that's yours.
Kyle, you know Rome a little bit, don't you? You know where McDonald's is there on Turner McCall?
I believe so.
And you know there's a little bit of hill going up if you're going toward town?
Yeah.
I pulled out of McDonald's one night. This was back in the 70s. My buddy had I think it was a 68, 67 Nova whenever they had those things. It was one of the bigger body styles. His had a 396. It was a super sport, and it came with a 396 4-speed. But he had that 396 completely built, pop-up pistons, all that. And I come out of there, and he was riding up beside me. And I seen it was him, and I waved at him and blew the horn, and then I kicked it. And he come by me on the back wheel, right up that hill right there.
I miss the days, and some of y'all are older than me, and y'all were living in the days of the old muscle cars and all that. I was living in the days when people found the old muscle cars and breathed new life into them. But I can't imagine what it was like going to the car dealership and driving out with some of these vehicles.
How about going to the car dealership and renting a car and going to race with it?
That was a program they had. It was called Rent-A-Racer.
Yep, it was real. Yeah. You ever see the Hertz Mustangs?
Oh,
just on YouTube.
Yeah, it was a real thing.
Oh my goodness! But yeah, y'all are a little bit older than me, and y'all were living through it. I was coming in on the back side of it. I was where people would take a 426 wedge and put it in a 72 Dodge truck, 4-wheel drive, having it sitting on 35s and it just sitting there going, what?
Cranky, is St. Peter's winning that game? They must be.
Oh, we talking about basketball?
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. The only basketball I care about is March Madness, and I don't really care about it, but I want Duke to take all the way to the house for the last year for Coach K, because he's done such amazing work for that school that he deserves one last championship.
G23 said they won.
I would not have picked them to win that game. Yeah. I know, Georgia boy, this is football country, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch it, but if I'm at a restaurant or something and it's on and it's March, that's the only basketball I watch is college March Madness, because that's people that want to play the game, want to win it. Kind of like college football. That's the only football I watch. I could care less about pro football. Don't care. Super Bowl, whatever. Go away. But I want Coach K to get one last one under his belt.
that would be sweet. Yeah,
It would be just icing on the cake for that man's career. Because he's been coaching Duke since I was in high school. Probably before that.
that was a long time ago, Walter.
And there's the reason most of us won't watch it, G.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it ain't. Yeah.
That's it, Mike. Yep. Those Hypo 289s were a serious little motor.
They were. Cranky, you ain't over it yet, are you, buddy?
Roll tight. Yeah, roll right on up out of here. That's where you can roll that.
Well, I got a buddy that's really mad at me because of that. But anyway. Oh, we haven't talked about what we did gun wise. Anybody do anything gun wise? I loaded 100 rounds of 9mm.
I actually, and Cranky, you'll appreciate this. I actually loaded some 380.
Preacher,
with Cranky's bullets.
that's interesting. I want to see what they do against Duke. That's going to be I think, and I hadn't paid a whole lot of attention to it, but to me, Arkansas and Duke might be. To me, that would be the game to watch.
I don't know or follow anything about it, but I just want Duke to win it all because of Coach K, because he's been around for the last 30 years and been winning championships that long, and that would be a great way to send him into retirement.
What'd you do, Andy? Did you find a mount or did you drill and tap?
I think he got a mount.
Georgia boy, I want to know how that Dan Wesson shoots compared to my 586. You'll be the only one that shot both of them, so
Those Dan Wessons are generally pretty good
yeah.
pretty good shooters.
That thing's got so many barrel choices.
Well, you got a lot of adjustment there,
Oh, that
Got a lot
Dan
of
Wesson
balls.
that Georgia boy come up with, man, that is a beautiful gun, especially with all the barrels and everything. Goodness gracious. That is a gorgeous gun.
I don't think I enjoyed a series of videos more than that in a long time. That was just fun. And then I even commented to him the other day. I'm like, I'm gonna be sad when I see you run out of stuff that you rescued out of that basement. Those are great videos.
He put, the title was number 10, final one, and I had a little tear in my eye.
Yeah. Yeah, a little sad. That was a sad day.
It was. I'm really interested to see what he does with that 30-30.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you do, Georgia boy, don't Cerakote the wood. I know that wood's just the birch, but still, man, that's good looking wood.
I know there's at least one more video coming. The more I watched that video, I figured out this is not the last video.
Put up Preacher's comment, Jamie.
No doubt. No doubt.
I got a question for everybody. Alliant Powder 2000 MR. They make a 1200 MR and a 4000 MR, but I'm interested in the 2000 MR. Anybody used it or have any comments about it?
That's all I use for 224 Valkyrie. It's the only powder that I could get to work. The powder and bullet combination, I use an 80.5 grain burger and the Power Pro 2000 MR. That was the only way I could get that gun to group. And I don't even remember who told me about that powder. I think it was some bench rest shooter when I was at a match. A club I used to be a member of, we had to donate 12 hours a year to the club on top of our membership dues. So I was a target runner for the UBR, which they call the ultimate bench rest. And those guys taught me a lot of stuff.
Is that a bolt action or an AR?
Mine's an AR.
Okay.
24-inch barrel. But yeah, I had a heck of a time with that. That's probably the most regret of buying a round I ever had was when I bought a 224 Valkyrie.
I haven't loaded for it yet, but I have one I put together here. I don't know, a year or two ago.
It's an awesome round if you can get it to work. It's just I'm on my second barrel. I started out with an 18-inch barrel. I can never get it to group. Went to a 24-inch barrel. But those guys, I started talking to those bench rest guys, and they were all saying, I was asking them, they were all using burger bullets. And they were like, try this 80.5. Ordered 100 of them. And then they were like, next time you're at the store, this is years ago, so it's back when we could go into a gun store and get anything we wanted. And they were like, go find some 2000 MR and try that. And that's what I did. And I finally got it to group. It shoots really well now.
Yeah, their big problem with that round was that they build it as a hunting round. And a lot of states you can't use a 22 for big game.
Well, that, and if you notice, if you go back and kind of look at the history of the 224 Valkyrie when it first came out, every barrel that came out was 1 in 7 twist. And then all the companies selling those barrels, kind of like overnight, started making them 1 in 6.5. So there was something really going on there with that too, because you started seeing all the 1 in 7 twist barrels disappear, and they were going to that 1 in 6.5.
That's interesting.
I think it's kind of a round that's died out. I think, I don't know. And I know, every time I go to a gun store, there's always 224 Valkyrie sitting on the shelves. I don't know anybody buying it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I hadn't played with it at all.
Well, I've read it's really good in heavy 223. But I wanted to try it because I've read some really good loads for heavy bullets with the 35 Whalen.
That's a gun I've always really been interested in. That just seems like a cool round.
35 Whalen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's doing some really, really good velocities. Another one is CFE 223. And neither one of them are designed for that, but they're really excelling with really heavy bullets in that caliber.
It's amazing what people come up with. I mean, oddball stuff with oddball powders, or just take regular everyday cartridges and load them with something ignorant. I mean, the Emperor is notorious for it. He'll load 30-06 with shotgun powder and end up getting decent results out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just if you take the time and play with it, you can eventually work it around and get what you need.
Like, for example, out of all those tests with 35 Remington I did, my best performers with that 200 grain cast lead bullet was with H335 and Western Ramshot tack. Who would have thought tack would have done that well in 35 Remington? I mean, 2,150 feet per second. And
Yeah, Jamie, I think Tack was the one that you turned around to me and goes, I think we're done here.
yeah,
There it is. That is the bullet.
is that 200 grain Lee bullet?
It is cast out of your mold, sir. I've got quite a few of them loaded up. I'm going to keep them in a box and break glass when needed. Of course, it won't stand up because it's top heavy.
That Winchester Super Handicap, Andy, I need to get some of that for shotgun. We got Mario. What's going on?
Hey.
Hey,
What about Enforcer? Anybody use Enforcer?
I have not.
I have not used it yet, but I would like to pick some up. I've heard nothing but good things on it, though.
I picked up a pound of that and a pound of the 2000 MR. My last trip.
you
Yeah,
ain't,
I love AR comp.
I hadn't tried that, but it
Yep.
sounds like I need to. There's so many good powders out there nowadays.
Yeah.
Jamie, I'm
going-
gonna have to take my my truck down to work tomorrow. I was thinking about stopping by Cabela's on the way back up. Is there anything you need me to look for?
Small pistol primers.
Yeah, I was going back through looking at my data for 224 Valkyrie, and it looks like the load that I decided to settle on was 27.2 grains of Power Pro 2000 MR with that 80.5 grain burger.
The state of velocity you're turning.
I didn't have a chrono back then when I was. I haven't messed. I don't even. I bet I haven't had that Valkyrie out for 2 years. It's been sitting in the safe.
I was surprised. I just loaded my first 80 grainers in the 223, and I shot them on Tuesday. I seeded them out to 2.4, so I single loaded them, and I was probably low side of middle, and I was 2,300 feet per second. Kind of surprised me I was so low. I tried them in a 24-inch barrel and an 18-inch barrel, and there wasn't a lot of difference.
Yeah,
And
I
then
watched that video. I was wondering how your results were with that.
And then I tried some 69 or 68 grainers with CFE 223, and I was below max, but I fired off 1 grain above starting load and 1.5 grains above starting load. And this was, I think, 2 grains above starting load. And the other 2 were fine, zero pressures of any kind. So I loaded up 10 with the I think it was 2 grains over starting load. And that was 26 and change. So that was a little better. But I don't know what the top loadings are to expect from those. And I don't really need velocity. I just wanted to see how well they shot at range. I was talking to a good friend of mine, and I was telling him how I've shot all kinds of light bullets and always got exceptional accuracy. And he's telling me that as you out past 200 and 300 yards, those little bullets, they start opening up. They don't hold their accuracy.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to try the longer ones.
Yeah, I'd like to go back and revisit that. I might do that. Go back and start playing with the Valkyrie again. I mean, that was when I started playing with back when I first started reloading. So, not that I'm that much smarter now, but maybe I could get them a little better.
Good night, Daniel. Have a good evening, buddy. Hope to see you Sunday night.
Let's see
Night,
where
Daniel.
Preacher's looking at 22,250. One of my childhood friends growing up had one of those, and we had a lot of fun with it. And I'm glad to see that you've taken a break from the river trout to start talking about guns again. Yes, I follow you on Instagram, Preacher.
Not for long. You know him. But
That was my dad's all-time favorite round, the 22-250. We always had a couple of them in the house. That was the only bolt action guns that guy owned. He loved that round. He was a groundhog hunting machine, though.
Yeah, that's what we used to do with it on my buddy's farm right across Highway 20 from where I live right now.
He bought a new one a few years ago and had me. He ended up buying an aftermarket stock and a really good. I think he ended up going with like a loop-pulled optic and everything for it. And he sent everything over to the house and had me put it all together. And I had fun with it. 22-250 just has a different sound to it too. When it's, I don't know, it is a neat round. I like it. I've never owned one myself, but
yeah, it's a very good round. I mean, it's extremely accurate at pretty long distances. You know, however, it'll shoot as far as you can see.
Yeah, 4,000 feet per second is pretty cool too.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. If you can see it and you know enough about what you're doing with the scope, then you'll hit it. It's such a light bullet that it's not really that affected by the wind.
Yeah, what are most of them? Are what, 50 grain that you buy, like your factory loads?
But yeah, it's I think they're 1 in 14, so they're not going to do much more than you're not going to do more than 60 grains.
Yeah,
I hear you, Big Al. I'm gonna work on that. Probably gonna wind up at a urgent care tomorrow.
What's the matter with you, old man?
Just sinus infection.
Got the pollen cruds, the pine tree cruds.
Yeah, you know it, man. You know it.
Yeah, it's that time of the year.
I've seen some really, really impressive numbers with 55s and 60s in that 6mm of mine. It did best 4,000 easy. It's like 4250.
Oh, I bet.
I don't really have much desire for it, but I've got some 75s. I think that's the lightest I've got. But still, that's light. I built a 2545 back in 2017, I think, whenever they came out, and I had a heck of a time with that. Finding everything shot okay, nothing shot great until I got a 90 grain Sierra bullet with 4350. I got that to shoot right at an inch, and it was consistent, but it wouldn't really do better. And everything I read said 2200, accurate arms 2200, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And finally, I was in a little bitty shop in upstate Vermont, right up near the Canadian border, and he had like 6 cans of it. And I think we bought 4 of them. And that powder was like magic. Now I can shoot 87s, 90s, 100s, 110s. All of them are under an inch. And my pet load with that is 110 grain FTX bullet, which was made for the 2535. But it's perfect for the 2545. 2545 is nothing more than a 223 case blown out to 25 caliber.
Right.
And it'll do I'm not comfortable making it do it, but they advertise it 3,000 feet per second with an 87 grain bullet, same as the 25 250 Savage rather.
Hey,
But
Jamie,
that
let me.
that primer is flat. That case is shot. I mean, it's a hot load in an AR. I think in a bolt it would be fine, but it's
There's your pollen count for the next couple of days.
Yeah. And Rebel ain't wrong. My mama taught me to do that when I was a kid, but man, that hurts. It just does.
that 110
Woo!
grain bullet with 2200. I've hit 26, almost 2650, and I can hit a dime all day long at 100 yards. I can hit a nickel all day long at 200 yards. It's 24-inch barrel, and that just flat shoots. I shot 2 deer with it, and the bullet is spot on, perfect what it's supposed to do. I'm about 250, 300 feet per second faster than the 25-35, but because of the extra range I can shoot at, it's spot on. I took a deer at about 25, 30 feet, and it didn't exit, but the deer didn't complain. It was a DRT, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was instant lights out. But I don't like that so much. But I don't normally shoot them that close either.
Jamie, we need to go to the outdoor range ASAP. I really want to shoot this 2022 over and under.
That's a fun gun, James. Kyle, you're gonna like it. I love mine.
I had one that was 22 410, and Dave, I'll certainly do that, brother. I will.
I got a whole case of 20 gauge, and I got plenty of 22.
It's
Figure
the
we can-
epitome of a truck gun for a country boy, not for defense so much, but for shooting critters and stuff.
Oh yeah, you see an armadillo running up the street. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, it's a Savage, Pastor.
Yes, sir.
The one I shot when I was a kid was a Savage too.
Yeah, 24 Savage 24. They made a whole series of them. Side levers and
I
rear
just thought it
levers
was
and
cool
front
to have a
levers.
2022 and 2022. So I need to find some 7.62 by 39 to play with all these SKSs I've been blessed with.
I got dies in brass, Kyle. You want me to send it down to you?
No, you ain't got to do that. I'm sure I can find a sardine can full of it somewhere, but just without paying $1,000 for it.
What are you looking for again? Sorry, I missed it.
Just 7.62 by 39 AK-47 rounds for an SKS.
Yeah, there's a bunch of it out there. I'll get you some links.
Another thing that I've been trying to find that I can't is an AK-47 magazine that's chambered in 223. I got a I think it's a Norwegian it's a Norwegian Army gun. It's an AK-47, but it's chambered in 223. So right now it's a single shot because nobody has a magazine for it. So it's like dink, pow, dink, pow.
Yeah, you just got to keep checking the surplus sites.
That's what I've been doing. But everybody shows one, but nobody's got one in stock.
Yeah, just keep checking.
Big E, it has beautiful light colored wood grips on it now. You wouldn't know it. It's lovely. But the original grips aren't going anywhere, so there's that. All right, I guess we need to start going through the room and talking about what we're going to be doing this coming week. I'm thinking I'm going to try to load some turkey loads with number 2 shot, only because I don't have any number 4s.
Don't know what she did with it.
Big E, I'll try to send you some pictures tomorrow. And it is awesome. Good night, preacher.
Night, preacher.
Hope
Night,
you
preacher.
didn't catch them all. Big
Have
Al
fun
has
catching
a
those
question.
trout and cleaning them, sir.
I don't. Big Al, there's so much stuff they're saying on the internet about it. I don't know.
I think it's
Say
still
it.
softer than copper, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Yeah.
From what me and Willie have had this conversation several times. He says lead is bad about leading your barrel. Zinc will not zinc your barrel, and it will not wear it out like copper jacketed bullets will. That's what I've been told. I don't know. The man's not around anymore for us to ask.
Well, when I was doing all my research on it, like I was scouring through forums and everything else looking for info on it. There was one guy that was writing in there that he was loading, he would shoot a couple rounds of zinc at the end of a range day to clean the barrel out.
Right.
So
that's what Willie was saying. And another person you can ask is Andy 79Z28. He's a zinkster, a hardcore zinkster. You can ask him. Yep, there you go. G23 just said it. But from what I hear, I've never played with it at all. But from what I hear, and Willie was supposed to send me a bunch of zinc bullets. I did get some zinc bullets. Actually, from Andy. From what I hear, they're just what you have to change is the load data for the powder, because James, Andy is the zinc master. These are my other glasses. You have to change the powder charge because the bullet weight is so different. AK-74. Thought that was just a different variant of the 47. Well, I guess this would be a different variant of the 47, but
Yeah, man. Good deal. All right. So let's start going through the room. We're done. Yeah. There's Ozark Spirit.
Hello, Marvin.
Marvin will be interested in seeing Arkansas and Duke tomorrow night. That's going to be, I've been talking about that's probably a game of the year. Chris, I want to thank you for being on here. And the thing about the 224 Valkyrie that I've noticed, Johnny's Reloading Bitch did a whole series on it. And he had problems with it too. So you're not in a boat all by yourself, brother. The thing that really got him was how quick it tore up the brass.
that was the round that was messing
blows
up
out
his brass, right?
it blows out the primer pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens with all of them. If you look at it, the 350 Legend will do it. The Arc is going to do it. Any one of these cartridges that they're pushing hard for the top pressures in an AR, it's going to eat up the brass.
Yeah, I totally forgot to bring that up when we were talking about it. It blew out a lot of primer pockets. Like, yep. I mean, some of them you could take a primer and push it in there with your thumb.
Yep.
Yeah. That Johnny was having problems too, and also his extractor was ripping half the case head off.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, Papa. Thanks for coming. All right. So, anything you're gonna be working on, Chris?
Me? Yeah, I'll probably be on with Travis P11, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning Eastern time. And then Tuesday I'll have a new video coming out. Thursday a new video, and Wednesday I'll be doing my live chat from 8 to 10 Eastern. That's what I got going on, and I really appreciate you having me come on, Jamie. I love doing these chats with you guys. It's always a fun show to be on.
Well, thanks for being here, brother. We appreciate you. Scotsman, what about you, buddy? You doing anything?
I don't know. Hopefully, I got a few things coming up. We'll see what happens. Life gets in the way, but life comes first. So, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I get a few things done this week. Hopefully, we'll have a chat this Sunday. This is the first time in about 3 weeks that my internet's not quit on me. So, we're doing good. So, hopefully, Sunday we can do a chat. And
Woohoo! In a row.
appreciate everyone out there. Make sure you smash that thumbs up, and appreciate you having me on, brother.
Hey, thanks for being here, man. We've been missing you, brother. It's
Yeah, it doesn't seem right on Sundays.
yeah,
Val does a pretty good job, but it's not the same without the Scotsman.
I appreciate that.
it's not the same. And I've been meaning to get on with Bald and Curious, but I've been tied up on Sunday evenings lately. Hopefully, I got that out of my system. Anyway, man, we've been missing you. Thanks for being here, and looking forward to Sunday night. So I guess we know what CW is going to be working on this coming week. I'm looking forward to those videos too.
I'm really hoping to be able to share it with you come the end of the week. I got a video I just posted on a new mold that I got in today on M&P. That video is posted over on Rumble, and I posted a little clip of that video on the tube here. I need to go over there and put a link to the video.
Not the dreaded tube.
The tube.
Yeah, you should be able to post any links to your stuff anytime.
Yeah.
If not, I'll fix that.
Okay.
So we still got 40 out there. You guys are awesome. What about you, Kyle? Anything going on, bud?
What I'm going to do tomorrow, I got a special gift in the mail from a friend of ours that is to be anonymous until I make the video tomorrow, and I'll probably do it live. Got some powder coat in the mail. I'm sure Georgia boy knows what I'm talking about. And I'm going to powder coat some Willie bullets, the ones that he hid for me to find later. I went to grab the throw rug for the entrance from the pool deck to the screened-in back porch, and he hit about 2,000 bullets that he casted up in that rug. I grabbed that rug, and bullets went everywhere. So I think I'm going to powder coat them tomorrow morning with the new powder coat, just to, take a trip down memory lane. Might even have some Journey playing in the background, Can't stop believing.
You had me till that.
All right, maybe some Grateful Dead. I mean, I don't.
There you go. That's a little bit better.
I'm thinking Conway Twitty.
Oh, we can do that. Maybe some Merle,
Merle's never bad.
Nope, never bad.
Could be holding you tonight.
It's too new, man. We need some older stuff.
I get some George Strait going, man.
Some goodness gracious.
Big Al's on me. Big Al Motown. You ain't wrong there, buddy. My girl.
My girl. Talking about my girl.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ooh.
That's what I'm talking about.
Y'all didn't
Charlie
know
Pride.
Somebody cooking a chicken.
I got one for you, G23, just between you and me. Check that one out.
Yeah, Charlie Pride's a good one too.
Yeah, you Mama tried.
Here's Mike.
Mama tried, mama tried.
There we go. There we go.
I'm telling you, man, I'm a fan of any good music. I don't care what genre it is or anything like that. If it's entertaining and it's good, I'm down.
Well, tell them good night, Kyle.
Good night, Kyle.
Now you're talking about some. I love that. What's his name? Brain fart. Know it better than mine. Anyway, we gotta quit talking about. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to do a. I've been challenged by Pastor doing the 12 gauge turkey loads. He said that if it ain't on, that's it, Pastor Tom T. Hall. He said that if it ain't on video, it didn't happen. I think he heard that somewhere earlier tonight.
Yeah,
So,
somebody's been saying that.
yeah. So we're going to try to. We're going to try to do a video on loading some 12 gauge turkey rounds with number 2 shot. So, what do you think about that?
Let's make it happen, Captain.
Make it
Let's
happen.
do it. Let's do it. All right, guys. That's what I'm going to be working on. We hope the Lord blesses y'all all real good. Lord willing, we will see y'all next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.
Night,
Good night, everyone.
everybody.
God bless.